Hello, it's Łukasz Woźniak from Go On Board. Today I have a pleasure to talk about a special, unique game, The Witcher Path of Destiny, Ronin. The Witcher, set in the world inspired by Japanese mythology. It's an alternative version of the universe created by CD Projekt Red. You might have heard of it or seen it, and now it comes to you as a tabletop game. It is an independent standalone game based on the Witcher Path of Destiny. This one is co-created by Rafał Jaki, writer and a creative producer, author of Witcher Ronin manga, amongst many other works. The Witcher Path of Destiny Ronin is a complete game, but it can be treated as a standalone expansion to the Witcher Path of Destiny. Remember that things that you see here are just prototype, and the details of the components and the quality can be found on our GameFound page, link in the description. So this large box contains all the components needed to play the game with its unique artistic style, but it also has components that connect it to the Path of Destiny. 7 characters with 2-layer player boards, their miniatures, with their starting hands of cards, and also their unique ability cards. A new deck of action cards, a large bamboo imitation thematic game mat, partnership tracks, 2-sided, and a lot of tokens and other cards and other components. This box also includes a Voice of Reason envelope, thanks to which the Oriental adventures will resonate in the base version of The Witcher Path of Destiny. Ronin is much more than an aesthetic change. The core of the game itself works differently, and now I will take time to explain the game and show you how it works. Remember, this is just a prototype, and you can find more details on our GameFound page, link in the description. So, this is 1 to 5 player game that takes 45 to 90 minutes. The purpose of the game, even though you play as a team going on some adventures, is for you to earn as much of your own victory points. And there are always 2 main symbols that players are gathering, and you try to keep a perfect balance between them. Since the one that you got less of, it gives you victory points, and the other gives you experience points, unlocking your abilities. So, first, the setup. Each player chooses one of 7 characters with all the components. So, the player board, the unique character miniature, the markers, starting hand of cards. Partnership board is placed between all neighboring players, with the marker on the 0 spot on the track. Some of them will allow you to exchange the ability cards with your partners, so you keep those at hand. Playmat is placed on the table. We shuffle the large deck of cards and randomly draw 2 large round cards and place them here. We put our minis on the initiative track and reveal cards from the deck. The game is divided into 3 rounds, and each is divided into 3 turns. First, players draft cards from the table. And right there's a chance to talk, because cards that you have in your hand and the new ones that you're going to draft from the table, they have special abilities and partnership symbols. And that requires cooperating with one of your neighbors, because this game highlights relationships between different characters in the universe. So we move our miniature and draft 2 corresponding cards to our hand. After the draft phase, players will play 2 action cards from their hand at the same time. And by doing so, they try to gather the 2 main symbols, use the different special card abilities, and also try to move on the partnership tracks as much as possible. And it happens with 3 types of different cards. First of all, there are partnership symbols that show you to which of your neighbors you can form a partnership with. So if I play this card to the neighbor on my left, and at the same turn, or maybe sometime in the future, the other player, they will play a card with a symbol to my right, those two allow us to move 2 spots on our track. The second type of card that we have, they require some sacrifice. This one would require me to lose 1 exploration and would move me on both of the partnership tracks. So that will help both my neighbors, but help me even more so. The third type of card requires from us to cooperate, talk with our neighbors even more, because the number of partnership points that we get on our track depends on the number of specific cards played by one or the other player. So finding the right time and the right person to use that card with is crucial. As I said, even though I play for my own points, my own experience, my own abilities, and try to utilize my own hand the best way possible, there is a lot of cooperation, discussion, and things that allow me to partner up with both players at my side. And there are 5 partnership tracks, and each is 2-sided. And each of those has different bonuses on the track. So the bonuses will grant you or sometimes symbols, sometimes cards, sometimes experience, and quite often they will allow you to exchange the ability with your neighbor. And once you get that ability card, you can use it following the explanation, the text here. So that creates a unique ability combos. So each time you play, you will have a different character experience with different neighbors. And after the playmat is replenished, players follow the steps in the turn 2 and 3, drafting, discussing, playing their cards. And after the 3rd round ends, players get additional points for their experience track, for the cards in their hand, and extra points, again, for their partnership boards. You get points from the one track that you moved on less. Ronin is playable for 1 to 5 players, but because there are things that happen between you and your neighbor, in 2-player version there is an automa player, and in the solo version there are 2. The automa players, they play cards that allows their neighbors to use the partnership tracks, but they don't score points themselves. In the solo mode, the player chooses 1 character, neighboring characters, difficulty level, and the goal of the game is to gather victory points and achieve the winning condition, the winning amount of victory points. And different characters, different difficulty level, give you a huge variability for that mode, hundreds of different setup options. So naturally, the partnerships with other players at the table in the 3 to 5 player mode provides the most thrilling experience. But fans of 1 and 2 player variant will find something for themselves here for sure. A lot of replayability and variability with 7 characters, 5 2-sided partnership boards, a large deck of action cards, a whole new artistic style of alternate Japanese Witcher universe with original artworks from 4 masterful artists, a unique gameplay experience, and a mechanic connection to the Path of Destiny. A beautiful, unique game that will stand out in your collection. And The Witcher Path of Destiny Ronin will not be widely distributed, and its availability in the future will be limited. So, you can get it now on the GameFound campaign. Link is in the description. Become one of the iconic characters in the Witcher Ronin universe and join the adventure.